My name is Radha Blank. I'm the director, writer, and star of the 40-year-old version, Version. Yes, I appropriated Judd Apatow's title.
I'm Eric Branco, the DP of 40-year-old version.
Well, first of all, the cool thing is that you chose to make this film in black and white film.
And for me, the choice about black and white, I mean, there's just so many layers to it. One, I wanted to retrofit a story into the canon of classic New York films that hadn't been there, but also give hip-hop culture a kind of vulnerable and human, sophisticated treatment. It just felt like, I'm a New Yorker, I want to add to the canon of classic New York films, but focusing the camera on a side of New York that maybe hasn't been seen.
So, I feel lucky in that I had that education on film, so I'm comfortable. I know the language, I'm comfortable with the technology, I'm comfortable trusting the math, trusting my meter instead of a monitor. All that stuff doesn't scare me away. So when you shoot black and white, there are, oftentimes you put color filters in front of the lens, and that will affect like what colors transmit and how they transmit to the either sensor or emulsion or whatever you're using. Most of, since black and white kind of got phased out, they don't really use these filters anymore. They're not making new ones. Most of the filters are made for Caucasian skin. And so I was actually at a rental house specifically testing black and white filtration for black and brown skin tones and trying to come up with a recipe that worked. Got downstairs, got in my car to leave, and looked at my phone and had the script that said the 40-year-old version of New York Tale in black and white.
Yeah. I couldn't have met more invested DP. When we first met, he flew to New York and bought about 75 pounds of books, black and white books of black and white photography, New York photography. So by the time we came together, it was just kind of meant to be. Oftentimes the culture is reflected in very oversaturated, loud, kind of blistering color. And I feel like black and white kind of forces it down to a certain level of humanity and vulnerability that we don't often see reflected.
So the stock we shot on was Kodak 5222 double X. Hasn't really been updated in like 15 years. Very slow, 200 ASA, if you want to get technical about it.
Yeah, tight grain though.
Yeah. But so there's a lot of night exteriors and things like that in the movie, and we went on the hunt to try and find a more specific, try to find a more sensitive film stock. So we ended up taking Vision 3 5219, which was a color stock, pushing it 2 stops to get some grain and contrast to kind of match. We wanted to do it photochemically, right? We didn't want to shoot clean color film,
scan and then
put a
wanted it to be bad black.
We wanted it to be, you turn the color off and it matches. Adding grain, things like that felt like a cheat. Felt a little, it didn't feel organic. So we tested, we shot 5219, pushed 2 stops. Looked great, grain was there, but it wasn't quite the same. And we did another test where we did a bleach bypass on it. Because with black and white film, a lot of that kind of glow and a lot of that glamour that you see comes from the fact that you don't bleach it. The silver is left on the emulsion. And so we skipped bleach on our color film and left all the silver on that. And that was like the aha moment where we were like, okay, I think this is gonna work. I think we're there.
What was your filter package?
I'll never say. No, it was kind of different depending on the so something about I'll say black skin tones is that it's every shade from my complexion to Osman's, Osman's complexion. So there isn't a one-stop shop. It's really about experimenting and finding the right look for the person. We used suede, tobacco, chocolate, or a combination thereof. Always a polarizer usually, unless we didn't have enough light. I find, we can get into some like super deep stuff, but I find on darker skin the pigmentation is like a few layers deep. A polarizer will allow you to adjust the level of key on like, in kind of like the subsurface scattering that's happening when a key light hits a person of color. So usually always Pola, and then some combination of either tobacco, suede, or chocolate, depending on who it was. So yeah, I mean, our lighting choices were primarily determined by the fact that we were doing long takes, a lot of oneers, a lot of 360, and so we very, very, very rarely had lights on stands on the ground. I find film sets can be overly technical and intimidating to the people who are creators on the non-technical side. So just for me personally, I don't want an actor to walk onto a set and feel like it's my arena. I want it to feel like it's their arena. So most of our light was coming through windows. A lot of light through windows. A lot of negative fill on the fill side. I mean, that was our look was kind of determined by how we wanted to shoot the film on the set. If that makes sense. The film was on such a tight turnaround. We came up with a solution of we actually recorded our tap. Yeah. And the assembly of the film
was recorded
tap.
Wow, we used to do that back in the day.
Yeah.
You used to have a video assist person to do that.
Yep.
Okay.
So that's what we did on this film.
You know.
Shooting a film also entails a lot more rehearsing, especially with a movie like this, where
we got the movement.
All the characters moving, the camera's moving. Focus is definitely a challenge. So it was about us finding our timing, focus finding their timing, and then on film, it's just a little. You have to bring your A game a little more.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
While the film's burning, everyone hears it.
And also, on the tap, you can't tell if a shot is out of focus.
Right, you can't.
Do you know what I mean? Like, so.
You can tell the frame.
Yeah, so, I mean, like,
people
if it's like out, you can tell. But if it, you know what I mean? If it's an ear in focus instead of an eye, again, we're going to find out a week later.
Yes.
And we're not getting back into that location. So it's really about everyone getting that take, getting that setup down, feeling it in their bones, knowing what's happening, and then executing.
I don't mind the imperfections at this point because it's film. So the grain and the dust, we didn't do too much dust busting. I didn't mind stuff showing up because we're watching a film. And there are people who shoot on digital and they go in and they add all this shit. We actually had it. As a filmmaker who's beginning their career, I don't know how I feel. I feel like I want to shoot everything in 35 now. I'm spoiled.
Well, thank you so much. It's a pleasure.